And action. Hello, Natalie.
Hi.
Happy New Year. Guess what it is? It's New Year's.
It's
Well,
New
this is coming
Year's.
out on New Year's Eve. This
Oh, that's
podcast.
right.
Yes. Isn't that exciting?
Uh-huh.
Now, do you have New Year's Eve plans?
No.
Oh, that's so
I
good.
I am not a big New Year's Eve person. I
Right.
like it's too much. Well, I think that, and I don't know if you remember when we used to live in New York. So
In a city like New
in a
York.
city like New York with infinite and shit show possibilities on New Year's Eve,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
it's
True.
miserables.
It is.
You know, I got up there when I was like, what, 23? So I, of
Mhm.
course, like we were like big New Year's people in college. You know, you had to do something. And then you get up there and it's like, you can't, like, you don't want to leave your house. You don't want to leave your little shit
Oh, yeah.
box because
Yeah.
it's just mayhem. So I
It
just kind
is.
of like adapted to that. There's just nothing. And like, usually I'll go to like Heber Springs or
Mhm.
something like that. But I just don't, it's just too much like stress to have
Yeah.
this like magical evening. And I live in Arkansas, no offense, but like it's just not, it's just
No
not
offense,
like,
Arkansas.
you know, no offense. I love this
I hear
place,
you.
sure, but
I
like
hear
it's
you.
just not. But I'm assuming you're doing something fabulous, and I'm sure you have
Well,
a gig or a
I have a
party
gig.
or a
Well, I don't know
fabulous
if you
outfit that you're
I
going to
don't know
have.
if you know, but I'm a very serious jazz singer.
Yes.
Shibby dibby dooby doo doo doo. And so of course I have a well-paying gig on New Year's Eve.
That's
It's
great.
from 7 to 11, and that's all I care about is that it pays
And
me
where is it?
decently.
Pimento?
No, it's at the Umstead Hotel. It's a very fancy 5-star hotel in Cary, North Carolina.
That is
So,
fab.
yes, I did it last year or a couple
Is
years
that
ago
where we were
too.
going to stay when I was going to come?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think we were gonna do something in Durham. But anyway, when you come this year, because
Yeah.
I know you're gonna put that on your New Year's
It's already been
resolution
on, it's been
list.
discussed.
Yeah. Listen, today we are going to do something a little different.
Mhm.
We're not into resolutions over here at Put Your Books Down.
I don't like
In
to set
fact,
myself up to fail.
last year we just did like playlists for our resolutions, like how
That
we
was
want the
so
year to go.
fun.
And that was
Like
fun.
how
And so
our
people,
intentions, like our musical
yes.
intentions for the year.
I cannot believe that that was a year ago.
Me
PS.
either.
So
I
much
know.
happened in 2024. It's crazy, and I don't wanna, like, go through the litany of all the things that happened, but
I
it
don't
was kind of
either.
a tough year for me,
Yes.
and, we had a did we have to smile. We still have to smile. We have to sometimes you have to smile even if you're laughing through tears, you still have
Yeah.
to smile.
Yeah.
However, I will say this, I have come up with some no-fail anti-resolutions that I would like to share.
I think that's fantastic. And I think
Yeah.
that also with resolutions, I'm sure there are lots of people like this, but if I
Mhm.
set one up for myself, like dry January or anything where I'm like, this is what I have to do,
Yes.
I'm that person that rebels against oneself. I'm like, I will not
Same.
follow my own authority. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to tell me that I have to do this, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah. I'm the
Like,
same
don't tell me
exact
what to
way.
do, me.
I know.
Don't give me rules, me.
I think it's like
What is that? Is
an
that like a
80
personality defect?
I think it's an ADHD thing, to
Is
be
it?
totally honest with you. I think it
Okay.
is. I think it's like the
That's
same thing as
textbook,
like,
right? I mean, that's not
I think it
unique.
kinda is, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not
I mean,
special. I mean, I know
the
that.
more the more that I look into that, I'm like, I think I have a little touch of that. Anyway, so here's what people always this is the things that people always say, and I actually looked this up on the interwebs, so it must be true,
Okay.
right? These are the top ones: lose weight, save money, stop drinking, eat healthier, and exercise more. Those
Hmm.
are the 5 top New Year's
Boring.
resolutions. Boring. This is put your books down, people. So we are not going to give you these boring ass resolutions, okay? 80% of resolutions fail like after the first month. Did you know that? That's another
I
statistic.
believe
I'm like,
it.
why? Why do we do it's just another day.
I know.
Time is not even really a thing. We've just assigned time.
I know.
We've built clocks.
It's
I
like
mean,
it's like packing your bags for a trip that for a version of yourself that doesn't exist.
yes.
Like when I used to bring a yoga mat on a trip.
Oh.
I don't I don't even not even
Yeah,
I don't
no.
do a lot of yoga
No.
or
That's
packing. I'm like,
not
well, I'm gonna bring my two
mm-mm.
pairs of running shoes because I'm gonna run on the beach every day. I mean, that's
Mm.
gonna happen. And wake up real early and meditate. So like I know how to do
Oh,
that. And then I'm gonna packed, 20 books because all I'm going to do is read. I mean,
Oh,
these are
yeah.
things, it's like, that's how I
Yeah.
associate resolutions with. It's like, that's not,
Yeah.
it ain't me, babe.
It's just not happening.
No.
So I've got a list. Do you have some anti-resolutions or
Um,
you
I'm
got
just going
anything?
to
Oh, you
see
can
what
start
you've got and I'm
thinking.
going to riff off you.
Okay, we'll just discuss.
My
So
brain
here's what
is
I've got.
not
I know you've been a little sick.
fab. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been a little under the weather.
Oh,
I'm glad you're feeling better though.
thanks.
All right, so here is my first one. Get curious about something.
I love it.
Don't you love the word curious? I
Yes.
love the word curious. Like, get curious about an artist. Go do like a deep dive on the internet about an artist, a
Yeah.
piece of art you like. Go figure out like where you can go see that and then go see it,
Yeah.
right? Or get curious about a musician or get curious about how something is made. Like watch how it's made or how do who's making sweaters? How are they doing this? How do people like whatever it might be? I mean, find something just to get curious about,
Hmm.
you
Very
know?
cool. Yes.
How is bourbon made? Go tour a bourbon plant or
Yeah.
how is I don't know, just something. Find something to be curious about rather than just doing the same old things you've always done.
Right.
That's what I so I'm going to try to find something that I can get curious about this
I've
year.
been getting curious about cooking. So
You have.
I've been really trying to get out of my comfort zone with like
Mhm.
baking. And
Mhm.
then yesterday, like the last 2 days, I've watched like a ton of Queer Eye. And
Mhm.
Anthony has finally really upped his game
Yes.
versus, showing people how to make hot dogs and
Oh yeah.
guacamole. So he
Mhm.
made this like tuna tartare thing from Nobu restaurant, and it was like using an air fryer. And it was actually, I was like, "Hey, look, I could try to do that. Like that's really elevated.
Yes.
And like, I want
Yes.
to have, I collect cocktail napkins, and
I love that.
my husband got me these bunch of these fun cocktail napkins that were really cute. So I want to have like my friends over and make something kind of like fancy. Just, and you know what? It probably won't work out, but maybe it
Who
will.
cares?
Who
But
cares?
you're
At least I
curious.
tried. I tried
Try.
it
Yeah, I made
because
pasta for the first time this year
I
with my
know I'm
friend
dying to
Adam,
do
and it was
that
amazing, and I was like, "Why have I not made pasta before?"
because
Like, it's
it
not that
seems
hard,
scary. I know.
but it's
Just
not. You just have
right,
to follow instructions. So just
right.
get curious.
Yeah.
I like this whole idea of getting curious, trying new things.
Hmm.
Just, that's I'm gonna have that on my list for
Yes,
sure.
I'm going to put that
Um,
on mine.
my next one is see your friends in person. Like, don't spend all of your time texting. Go
Yeah.
see them in person. I know sometimes you can't travel, which I get because there's different scheduling and financial things, but
Sure.
or just maybe just FaceTime with them more or call them on the phone and talk to them. Like
Yes.
that's going to be on my list for a long time because I feel like in a world,
In
in
a
this world,
world
in a
such
world.
as this.
Exactly. Yes. We are getting less and less social. And I want us to get more and more social, but
Hmm.
like real social,
Hmm.
not like social media social, like real people, like
Yeah.
literally
I
spending
have,
time
yes,
in each other's presence.
yes. I'm very fortunate that I have a group of friends that
You do.
I do. And I have actually been so I've been kind of off Instagram because I
Mhm.
found like this, I'm like an old gamer, right? I used to like Game Boy and like all the Nintendo I used to do
Oh,
and all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Are you doing, like, Dungeons and
when I find
Dragons
these
now?
like, no, 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 none of that. No, it was
Okay.
just like
Okay.
I used to play that worm game on the Nokia phone. Like I can just
Oh,
sit and do that.
yeah.
I can sit and play these like mind
Yes.
games on my
Yes.
phone forever. And I
Yes.
found like two that I'm just like doing that. And because it
Mhm.
keeps me chill and I'm not like, I don't know. It's really nerdy, but I just keep telling Scott, I'm like, this is like really good for my ADHD. Like, just
But
have something on TV and I'm just
what
like,
does that have to do with seeing your friends?
well, it's just, I'm talking about staying off social media more.
Oh, staying off social
That's something
media.
that
Oh, yeah,
I'm
like
trying to do.
actual social. Yes,
Right.
being
And then when
actually
I do, and
social
then I
instead
see
of
my
yeah.
friends, no, it
Yes.
doesn't mean, it actually is counterproductive. But my intention is to chill on
Yes.
social media
Right.
and focus, more like with friends in the real sharing air.
World. I think too, like, social media has become, like, this necessary evil that we all kind of dread
Yeah.
to
I
some
mean,
degree,
and there's nothing wrong
but
with it.
there's nothing wrong with it, but it also brings us just as much joy as it brings us, like, comparison is the thief of joy. So
Yeah.
just take it easy.
Yeah.
Just
I just
take
needed to
it
cool it. I
easy.
just needed to
Just
cool it.
take it easy. Just
Yeah.
take it easy. Go see people in real life, you know. Go sit in a cafe and see what happens. Like, go
Yeah.
sit in a coffee shop and bring your journal and see what
Like,
happens.
I
Like,
was
maybe something
noticing
good
my
will happen.
stories are funny, like, we're funny, but they're very much like, Kendall Roy, like, having a nervous breakdown in a bathroom, or, you know, Phoebe from Friends, like, talking shit to Rachel. I mean, like, I find these funny, but I'm like, I just like,
Right.
recently, I was like, what am I sending out there that people are like, is she okay?
Dude, I have
Is
to tell you
she
something.
Mayed?
I told you, I gotta tell you something really funny that happened today. So it's Sunday, it's the 29th as we record this, and I finally got my Christmas cards out.
Mm,
And I always get them out late. I never send Christmas cards on time, ever. So I always am like, it's a New Year's
well,
card,
it's
but it
amazing that
has a
you send them
Christmas
out at
theme.
all.
So I sent one to you, and I just want to tell you what I wrote in it because after I put it in the mailbox, I started laughing. I was like, I can't believe I wrote that in the card to her. So
Did
I
it
know
end
how
with, no wonder you're single?
ladies and gentlemen, that is what I told Natalie when I found out she lived down the street from her parents. Well, no wonder you're still single.
Touche.
That was good.
That was
That was a good
good.
burn.
That was good.
No, I wrote something in there like, let's try to find joy, even though sometimes we might be laughing through tears.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
that was kind of dark that I wrote that in your
Well,
New
no,
Year's
I mean,
card.
I think that, I've been on a emotional roller coaster the last like 2 months. And then,
Mm,
my hormone pellet wore out completely. And I've been like grabbing at straws,
yeah, I
like to
know.
even
I
speak out
know.
loud. Cause like,
Mm,
this is not Little House on the Prairie. Like
well,
I'm not
yeah.
a pioneer woman, but actually I
You
guess I am, because I've had no hormones for like almost 2 weeks. So
yeah. Yeah.
no, like your message is valid.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry if it craps you out when you get it, but now everybody knows and you'll know what it's going to say.
Yeah.
All right, I've got another one.
Okay.
Um get dressed.
Yes.
Get dressed up. Put
Yep.
on the dress, put on the shoes. I know there's people listening out there. I know some of you have fancy shoes. I know you do. I know some of you have fancy dresses. I know some of you have fancy jewelry. I know you're not wearing it
Yeah.
because you're not. You're putting on your freaking yoga pants every single day. Go put your clothes on and go get dressed and go somewhere. Just do it
Anywhere.
for fun. Anywhere.
I
Doesn't
need to do
matter.
that.
I don't care if you go to the movies like that, but use your stuff, you know? And this is a corollary to that. Use the silverware, use the candlesticks, use the cloth
Get your
napkins.
nice stuff out for fun.
Get your nice
Just
stuff
for a
out for
random
fun.
cocktail hour, or
Don't
snack
save
with
it.
your people, or by
Use the pretty
yourself.
glasses. Use the
Mhm.
pretty glassware because it's so
Yeah.
pretty. Like,
Yeah.
use it. Make
Do
yourself a
things that
beautiful
make you
cocktail.
feel
Yes.
elevated and, just out of your regular daily casualness. Like, just do
Sure.
something that makes you feel like a little sparkle.
Yes. Put
And
on
it can
some
be as easy
lipstick.
as a cocktail napkin. It's as easy as like a fancy glass, or your nice,
Yeah.
like you said, your nice plates, whatever.
Right. Put on a dress that you love that's comfortable. Put on some cute shoes and go sit yourself down at a cute little restaurant by
Or
yourself.
sit in your house.
Or sit in your house. I don't care,
Do
right? I
you
don't
just,
care. Take some cute selfies. I don't care.
yeah,
But
be sweet.
rediscover be sweet, rediscover your sparkle, you know?
Yeah.
Be kind. Now my other thing is be kind to yourself about things that you don't have any control over,
Oh, that's
right?
heavy.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's a big
Like
one for the net.
like no, it is. I think
Yeah.
it is for a lot of us.
Of
Like
course.
I find myself being tired and I feel like I'm
Yeah.
51. I'm like, "Hey, you know what? I understand that people are like optimal health and they never get tired or something." I don't know who these
Oh,
people are. I don't know anybody who
well, they're
does that
my
get tired.
heroes.
But I don't know anybody who I guess they're out there. I don't know who they are. But my thing is like if you need to take a nap, take a damn nap.
Seriously, just do what you need to do for
Yep.
you. Like,
Yes, and
this
be
isn't
kind to
about, and
yourself.
I mean, and to go back to the, like, put on a dress, or like put on a nice outfit or something, like, you can, there's space for both. There's space for you
Yes.
to like take time for yourself to do something, fancy or whatever. And then there's time
Mhm.
for you to just be like, screw it. I need
Yes.
a nap, or I just want to watch, 8 murder shows in a row and not worry
Yes.
about it. And there's so much
Yes.
space for all of these things to create a comfort in so many different ways. Like, and just to let yourself off the hook. I mean, that's like a lot of, I think, what I'm looking forward to this next year is just, you're off the hook, man. You don't like, just do what you need to do for yourself, because if you don't take care of you,
Mhm.
you can't like facilitate lots of your relationships. Your work's going to be different. Like, you have to prioritize
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
do.
absolutely. And I feel like too, and this is something kind of deep, but I've always said like take guilt off the table for guilt that is not guilt that you earned. Like if you did something mean to somebody, yes, you feel guilty because you need to apologize because
Yeah.
it was not nice. You lost your temper, whatever, you feel guilty, you got to go.
Right.
But when you have guilt, when you have like this toxic guilt that carries around with you that's like, "Oh, I'm just not good enough. I just didn't do that good enough. I did something wrong." Oh my gosh, it's time to let that guilt go.
Yeah.
There are people in this world who have not a single shred of guilt and they are running the world. I mean,
Yeah.
they're you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people out there. So whatever it is, not that we have to all be unethical, terrible people, but take the guilt off the table for
Yeah.
guilt that you have nothing, there's nothing you can do about certain things.
Yeah.
Forgive yourself.
Yes.
Now, here's a question. I always heard people say, forgive yourself. And I was always like, what does that even mean?
Hmm.
What do you think that means when you say forgive yourself?
I
What does
think
that
that
mean?
it means either you've spent enough time punishing yourself for something that you're ashamed of or
Hmm.
have regret about behavior, and then you are not like taking anything away from it. You're just like kind of marinating in that feeling, and you're not allowing yourself to be off the hook. Like, you've apologized, you've changed your behavior, you've learned from something, but then some people have a hard time coming out of that shame because it was,
Hmm.
whatever. And it's like, okay, you've paid your dues. Like, you are allowed to make mistakes, and you're allowed to have that moment, really understand it, learn from it, drop it, move on. Like,
Right.
you have to be able to
Make
say, I
amends.
am not perfect. I am a human
Hmm.
being.
Hmm.
I'm going to screw up again, but
Hmm.
I can't allow this amount of time that
Hmm.
was so precious, essentially, right? To
Hmm.
just wallow in something that is completely done. It's over. It's
Hmm.
done. Like, there's nothing you can do about that now except grow and learn.
Hmm. And
And
there's things that happen too in your life that might have
even
happened
like
when you were
to you.
younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that have happened to you that you can still sometimes feel guilty about. Like,
Yep.
I should have done this. I
Yep.
should have done that.
Yep.
As Stuart Smalley, is it Stuart Smalley or I don't know who
Stuart
it was
Smalley.
that said, "Stop shooting all over yourself." I don't think that was Stuart
No,
Smalley,
Stuart
but
Smalley says, "You're good enough, you're
you're
smart enough,
smart enough.
and doggone it,
Doggone it.
people like you."
Exactly.
So, and also, speaking of Queer Eye,
Mhm.
Karomo, my love,
Oh, yeah,
there was an
Karamo.
episode about
Mhm.
Karamo.
You
He was
say
saying that you have to, if you completely go back and think of all the mistakes that you've made in your life and you
Mhm.
just treat them as mistakes. He's like, I don't have mistakes, because if I didn't, like, I wouldn't be here. So
Mhm.
where I am in my life is so important, and it's such a growth, and it's like so catastrophically different than I was in my life. And that's how I feel. I'm like, I have so much cringe from my
Mhm.
life, and everybody does. But like,
Yes.
I had a
Yes.
problem being like, that's okay. Like,
Yeah,
you're learning, you're growing, you're a kid for so much of your life,
I
right?
know.
And then you
Yes.
enter this adulthood and you're like, oh my God, I want to burn myself alive. Like, what was I thinking? Ugh.
Yes. I
Well, if you
know.
didn't get through that,
Ugh.
then you're not going to be, I wouldn't be the mature person that I am now.
Right. Yeah,
It's
so
just like it all
mature.
serves a
Yes.
purpose. So that's part
Yeah.
of the letting yourself off the hook and moving forward, and just accepting, just be like, oh my God, I'm a human fucking being. And
Yeah.
that's okay. And
Yeah.
the only
And I
person that I have to answer to in regards to any of that, and the one that all that anybody does, is themselves, and like what they do with that. And
yeah,
you can just move on, and like,
I know.
it's okay. It's
I
all
spend
right.
a lot of I spend a lot of time worrying about things that I need to get done that I haven't gotten done yet.
Yes, me too.
And that's a source of a lot of guilt for me that I'm just like, "What's wrong with me? Why
Same.
have I not done?"
I can't do it. I
But
can't do it.
it leads me to the next one, which is the greatest advice I ever got from my poster child of an ADHD husband, Frank Longino, who said, "Just begin.
Yes.
Whatever it is, I don't care what it is." He's an artist at heart, he knows this. This is an artist thing. Like, just begin. You have to begin. You're
Yeah.
never gonna finish anything if you don't begin.
You
So
can
just
begin
begin.
like 8 different things, but you still started
Yeah.
something,
You gotta start,
That's
and
me.
the whole thing about, like, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday, but the next best time is today. Like,
Yeah.
you've if it's fine, you can't go back and change what's already happened. You can just keep moving forward, keep staying in this moment right now. So just begin, and that takes a lot of pressure off actually when I
Yeah.
think about it that way.
I
It's
mean,
like,
it's like I wanna get a
just
tattoo
begin.
across my chest, not really,
You
that
do.
says, "Lighten up." But I
Take
need it
it
to be in, like, the
easy.
mirror version so I see it like it's saying it to me. Not that I'm telling
I
anyone else to
so
lighten up, but I'm like, "How do you do the mirror version of lighten up on my own forehead?"
you have to
So
write
when
it
I see it,
backwards.
it's lighten up, Nat.
Oh my gosh,
Also,
yes.
calm down.
But
Just
nobody can tell you to calm
calm
down.
down. No one can tell me to calm down about me.
Yeah, I know.
Calmer than
I
you are.
know.
I'm like,
I
calm down. You are just stop. Like, just get out of this space. Like, just relax.
Relax,
Everything's
take it
gonna be all
easy.
right. It's all gonna fall a line. It's okay.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. My friend Marie, who's the best Pilates teacher in the world, she's always like, "Take it easy. Everybody just take it easy now."
Yeah.
And she'll be
Cool
like, "Hey,
out.
she's like, "We're gonna do this, but it's gonna be hard, but just take it easy,
Yeah.
Soft face, soft neck, like,
Yeah.
let's just take it easy."
And it's like, do your best. And I'm like, I don't feel like doing my
Mm,
best
I
today.
don't. Sometimes I don't.
Sometimes I'm not doing my best.
Sometimes I'm like, "I'm gonna lay
But
down
you
here
know
and have
what?
you stop telling me what to do."
That's
Yes.
right. But you know
Mhm.
what people do? They show up.
Mhm. Just begin. Just
Just
show
begin,
up.
show up and see
Just
what
begin.
happens. That's all you can
Just
do.
begin. Show up. Put one foot in front of the other.
Put
It's
your, you know
okay.
what? Just if you're about to start a project, you can put your books down and you can
Yes.
just zone out and start a project.
Yes.
And I promise you, it'll start
Right.
moving a lot faster when you're listening to irrelevant content.
Oh my gosh,
You will get lost
100%.
in the debauchery. You'll get lost in the relentless
Self-absorbed
self-absorption that we
conver
produce for you.
Yes,
You're
exactly.
welcome.
You are so welcome. We hope you are
Yeah.
enjoying vacuuming right now, people.
Yeah.
I cannot get Frank to agree to let me get, one of those vacuums that rides
Dysons.
around on your floor.
Oh,
No,
we
the
have
one
one. It's terrifying. I will tell you that. But it
oh,
does help with
uh,
animal hair.
well, that's what I'm saying,
It
like, we have
does.
3 cats now. I'm like, "Geez, man,
You
can't
need a
keep
Roomba.
a Roomba." But
Roomba.
they're too expensive. They're
You
they're
can get
just they're
them
too
for cheap
expensive.
now.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's a splurge, but also, uh, I feel like, my brother got me a wine fridge for Christmas.
Love.
I'm glad he got me a wine fridge and not a Roomba, okay?
Well, you can,
Right?
if you want a Roomba, you don't have to get the Roomba brand. You can get the Rula. Like, I'm sure there's an offering called Moomba, you know?
It's called the lazy lady.
Yeah. And no,
It's
it's called the like push the button,
it's
or it
called
actually automatically comes on. It's called the weird little vacuum. It doesn't have to be
it's
the name brand. They have
but
lots of
also,
versions.
don't you want me to have a Roomba because you want to see my cats riding around on it? I
Yes.
mean, 100%, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I need to get a Roomba, but I'm
Do you
gonna
think
have to put a
they would
fund
even mess
aside.
with that thing? I think that thing was going to be like, they're going to like rebuke it.
Well,
I don't think
Irby and
cats are
Bill
into Roombas.
Irby and Bill will not be into it, but let me tell
No,
you something about that little Daryl
he cray
that
cray.
that Daryl, cray
Daryl
cray,
don't
and
care.
Daryl do not give a
He is
shit.
street cred, like
He is a
swagger. Nothing
yes.
scares Daryl, which is what's scary.
He is a stone cold killer. I
Yep.
told him today, I was giving him some snuggles on his new little blanket, and I said, "Hey, man, I know. I'm sorry about the time that you had to spend outside. I'm sorry about your life prior to now." And he said back to me, "It's okay because I'd eat you if I had to."
I
That's what he
mean,
said. That's what he
you're
said.
welcome that you're alive.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh,
He's a stone cold killer.
he's a straight shooter.
He is. He doesn't he does not mince his little meow meow words. So, listen. This is a good chat. I like
Yeah.
this. Just begin is sort of like that's going to be the motto, I think.
Yeah,
But
just get
be
started.
open-ended about things. Be open-ended. Pursue things. Have fun. Don't worry about things so much with an agenda. Just go do things. Don't kill yourself, but just,
Just
enjoy.
roll with it till it's not working and then
Yeah.
start something else.
Yeah. Now, I have an
Be a
idea
quitter.
for
It's all right. I
be a
say it to
quitter.
myself
It's
all the
okay.
time.
Nobody likes a quitter.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm
Um,
not a quitter.
you're not a quitter.
Ish. Hmm.
You're,
It just well, not.
sometimes
I mean,
things need to
I
be
have to
quit.
start something.
Let me tell you something. I have started a lot of books that I didn't finish reading because I was like, whatever. This is not that interesting to me. I'm going to
Well,
take the guilt off the table for not finishing certain books.
that's like what I do.
You know?
I have these days where I'm
Yeah.
like, I am so into reading, and then I forget
Yeah.
about it for 6 months.
Yeah. And then you start a podcast called Put Your Books Down.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I
Yeah.
reading
Why am I reading?
books?
I have a new idea for us for our chicka chicka.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, girl. So I was thinking for 2025, this is not a resolution. This is just something I'd love to incorporate. So
Okay.
don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong.
All right.
Let's start dedicating some of our chick stops to actual characters, like fictional
Yeah.
characters that are in movies.
Yep.
Sometimes they're in books also, but
Yeah.
mainly in movies, right? Or TV characters or whatever. Okay.
Yep.
Is that cool with
That's
you?
cool with me. I
Okay. So I
but
have one.
but I also when I
Yeah.
do before we end today, I have to give 2 lady friends a
Mm.
shout out for this next new
Oh,
year.
please. Yes.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so 2025,
Yep.
lots of exciting things are happening, of course. That's just
Yeah.
them's that they own. But our friend Jane Hendrickson I am going to pick her up from New York. She's been in New York for 15 years working in the restaurant industry as this like badass boss bitch at Keen's
Yes.
Steakhouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's time to go. So I'm going to pick her up in January and she's going to come back to the South and be close to her family. And I'm just
Her
really, really
family
proud of
lives in
her.
like
Well,
Bentonville
they
or
live in her brother lives here, and then her mother lives in Oklahoma, and her sister and family live in Jackson, Mississippi. So she's going to be in like the tri-state area and like be
okay.
able to like be close to everybody. And so I am
Jane.
just like, this is like, you know what it's like to leave New York.
I
It's very
do.
mixed emotions, and
It's like being
she's
beaten out of a
yeah,
gang.
and the fact that she still has blood running through her veins after 15 years is
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. It is
And
amazing.
change like this is really hard. And I'm
Yeah.
so proud of her. And I know
Yeah.
how scary and weird all that is. And like,
Mhm.
this is
We've
huge.
done
And
it.
I'm just
We've
so
walked that
excited
path.
for her life.
Yes.
Like this, like she's her quality of
Jane,
life and like to
if
do this
she's
for
listening, I
herself.
wanna raise a glass to Jane.
She better be
Raise a
listening.
glass. Jane, you better be listening.
Jane, we're so proud
Jane,
of you and excited for you.
here's to your next adventure.
Yes. And then I
Mm.
also want to shout out to you because
Oh,
yes, I'm so excited about your 2025 after 2024. And,
mm,
you've been healing and from,
right.
surgeries and life changes and everything. And I just really think that, and you've been busting your balls with work and gigs and your voiceovers and lessons. And I'm even adding on to your list as you've told me you were going to actually, really teach me how to sing. So I just
I
want to tell
am.
you that this, like, I feel it in my bones that you are going to have so much fun, relief, excitement, and joy this year that you have like overly earned. And I am so impressed with you. And you always still smile and you always like lift me up when I know you feel like shit. And you are just such a gift that I'm just stoked for this year for you. And I am coming
Oh,
to see you at some point, and I am going to get you here too. So I'm excited about what we're going to do with the podcast. And I just think that, this is just, we've been through some shit, and
mm,
it can only get better. I mean, it can't,
mhm.
like this is going to be, I feel this is a very strong year for you coming up. And it's just going to be really a very peaceful and relieving. So cheers to
Oh,
you and what
cheers,
you've done.
Nat.
Yeah.
Thank
I love
you.
you.
Clink, clink. I love
Clink.
you too.
All right.
Mm.
Talk about your
But wait, I
fictional.
can't have you say all that stuff without me telling you that a huge part of my life is you and the way that you are in the back of my mind at all times. And I'm sitting there wondering, what would Natalie do in this situation? Or I need to talk
Why?
to Natalie. And because
Don't do that.
you always have some kind of creative way of looking at things, and maybe it's your dirty, rotten scoundrelness. I'm not really sure.
Mhm.
But you're so important to me, and you're always, always with me. You know that, right? Your heart is
Likewise.
always, always, always with
We
me.
got the
So
twin thing, girl.
I know
I mean, I can text you
it's
back, "You're not having a
crazy.
good day," and you're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah," and you can do that to me, and, like, we don't
Yes.
even know. I'm like, "I feel it."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
And
know,
it's
you're
been
always
there
in my heart. Like, I
forever.
feel it.
Me too.
Always do.
Same.
I
And
love you.
so, whatever I can do to support you is
Of course. You have
always,
for so
always,
long.
and
So,
same ditto back to
yeah.
you. Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you. Here's
Mhm.
to
Thank
us.
you. Here's to us.
Here's to the men we love. Here's
And
to the men that love us. If the men we
yes,
love don't love
Darren and
us, fuck the
Jeffrey
men. Here's to
and
us. Sorry.
Clanton Productions for this podcast and
Oh my gosh.
to do
Yes.
this. And
Cheers.
like, we're so
New
grateful. And
Year's.
like, what a
Oh my gosh.
blessing, like to have these
Yes.
professional geniuses
Mm.
in our life
Hmm.
and life coaches and best friends. So very excited, very
Cheers. Okay.
grateful.
Well, we're just full of. All
Love
right.
bugs today.
We are. Listen, I'm
Okay.
just going to do a quick
Yeah.
check. So I saw Wicked finally. Now I have to
Yes.
tell you something. Frank hated it. I mean, he hated it,
Well,
which I
sure.
was like, that's fine. You can hate it. I cried my eyes out, Natalie.
Yes.
I did not expect to cry my eyes
I
out.
know.
I did not expect.
Defying gravity.
Oh my gosh. I did
God.
not expect because I've never seen it on Broadway, so I
Okay.
wasn't sure. I didn't know. Like
Okay.
I didn't
Well, I saw like
any of the
20
music
years ago. I just didn't
because
remember.
yeah, I just don't follow like modern Broadway at all.
Sure.
So like
Yeah.
whatever. But so I was watching it and just
Oh my
sobbing, and
God.
I want to dedicate this chick stop to
Yes.
Elphaba,
Yes.
because here's to her, and
Mm-hmm.
not just Cynthia Erivo, even though Cynthia Erivo, we've dedicated a chick stop to her
Yep.
before because she is
And we've done
amazeballs.
Ariana Grande.
Hmm. But let's just talk about for one brief moment why Elphaba deserves some deeper looking at. And I'm not the first person to point this out, so I'm not like reinventing the wheel here, people. I'm not a genius, but she is so misunderstood.
Yes. I know.
She started out so empathetic. She started out so good. She started out so pure and
Yeah.
helpful and sweet and
Earnest.
earnest and trying to do good in the world, and then she just got
Shit on.
beat down and shit on.
I'd be
No wonder
pissed and have a chip on my shoulder too.
right, and then, like, when Wizard of Oz opens, she is her this bitch has dropped a house on her sister.
She's pissed.
She's pissed off,
I
and
mean, no one would.
Glinda,
I mean, that's how anyone would act if someone murdered their sibling.
their
Okay.
sister.
Good
Yes,
Lord.
I
And
mean,
stole her
you know,
shoes.
it stole her shoes. I mean, come on.
Give her a break.
And then Glinda comes flying down, and she's no help, even though she's knows who she is. She knows
Mhm.
exactly what her backstory is. I just think she's misunderstood.
Very
Now,
misunderstood.
that
But
doesn't
also,
mean
you
that
have
I
to be
think
accountable for your actions when you are hurting
yeah,
people and,
flying through the
flying
air
through the
on
air
your
with
broom.
these terrifying monkeys. I mean, you have
Yeah, I
to,
mean,
there is
yeah,
accountability there too,
yep, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but,
I mean,
but we
but
understand the journey that
but
got there,
but s- but
that how she
still, I
got
just want
there.
to say, Elf. And when you said that she was the Wicked Witch of the West was your favorite
Hmm.
character when we talked about Wizard of Oz,
Hmm.
I just got to say, I get it now.
It was because I'd seen Wicked.
Even though, like,
That was why. I
that
was like, how did I get here? I'm
mm,
like, oh yeah, I'm a newly
mm,
obsessed with Wicked person.
right, that's
I'm a
it. That's it.
newborn Wicked girl.
Yeah,
I'm late to the game.
you're born again
I'm a born
wicked.
again Wicked girl. Give it all to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do though, like, as we celebrate, like, our fictional favorites and stuff, like, I do think there's something to learn from all of them, which is
Yes.
what I love. Like, if we talk about Mrs. Doubtfire, for example,
Oh,
even though she's not really a woman, and there were some seriously weird things. We'll talk about that another time,
it,
but
pretty
I mean
illegal, but I mean,
I
it's the
mean,
fantasy
illegal
of
and
it's the effort, it's the intention.
right.
Just wanting to see your children, you'll
There's
do whatever
always
you need to do. I get it.
yes.
No matter how violating that can be, I get it. Ooh, but what a
Right.
sweet thing,
Yeah.
meaning, trying, attempt. that
Exactly.
got
Right.
weird, but
So I'm really
I'm
excited to
excited about
talk
that
about
too.
fictional characters.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because people who write these fictional characters too, like, you gotta give those people props too. Like,
absolutely.
where did you come up with like,
And
it's
a
a
lot of the
lot to
people
come
that
up with
write
these
these
people.
characters are performing the character,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm
yeah,
excited to
it'll be
talk about
great.
this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, happy New Year. And
Happy
to
New
our
Year.
listeners out there, listen, if you guys are listening to this podcast right now and you have not subscribed or you have not shared it lately, could you please do so? Because it just really helps us. And I know that Natalie is really uncomfortable begging for things, but I am not. I am more than happy to beg your ass to please share
I mean, I'll
and
beg you to like me.
Natalie needs praise. I need likes. I need shares. I need all that. Okay. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for
Thank
listening to
you.
Put Your Books Down. And we want to say to all of our fabulous listeners, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We love you.
Happy New Year. We love you. And take it easy. Get curious.
Yeah.
Get guilt off the table. Do something fun. Put on the shoes.
Yeah.
Put on the dress. Sit around your house in your
Yeah.
dress.
Take a nap.
Vacuum. Take a nap. Take a nap in your dress.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's
Be
fun.
like, who was that who was the hilarious star? Was it Jane Fonda who went to, like, the Emmys or something, and she couldn't get her dress off, so she slept in her dress, and then she
Yes.
shared on social media the next
Yes.
morning. She was still in her dress, and she's like,
Yes.
"I need somebody to come over here and unzip me."
I mean, if I had a nickel every time I woke up in my clothes,
You're just like Jane Fonda.
we're the same. We're the same. Yep.
You are one and the same.
Yep.
All right, girl.
All right. I love
Well,
you.
here's to hormones. I love you too.
Yeah. Give them to me.
And to you, I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say, namaste, being kind to myself in 2025.
Yes. And to you, I'm going to say namaste, calmer than you are.
Stay calmer than you are written backwards on your chest
So that I can see it to me.
in the mirror.
Calm down, Nat Nat. It's going to be all right.
All right. Happy
All
New
right.
Year.
Happy New Year. Love
Cheers.
you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.